What's happening, y'all? I just had this thought in my head, right? Y'all gotta love yourself. We have to love ourselves. And I know there's a lot of people out there who pump faking, right? You know, you would look at their Instagram, their Facebook, whatever social media, and it would seem like they got the world in the palm of their hands. They would seem so strong. They would seem this, that, and the other, and they got everything going on, but they can't sleep at night. They're so worried about what other people are thinking about them. Everything else goes by the wayside, and it's because they don't love themselves. When you don't love yourself, you find yourself in these relationships and you're constantly trying to prove your worth, constantly trying to prove your worth. And I'm not talking about the first steps of the relationship. I'm talking about y'all 10 plus in, and you're still every day trying to prove to another person your self-worth. But if you loved yourself, if you truly loved yourself, that wouldn't even bother you. Because if they don't realize your worth, that's on them, not on you. And I know many of us go through life and, society will have you to believe that being able to say your feelings somehow makes you weak. Displaying emotion, especially as a man, makes you weak. Even as a woman, if you display your emotions and this, that, and the other, you'll run across a man that say, "Oh, you too emotional, oh, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah." But that same man that's telling you that you're too emotional is putting his hands on women because he don't know how to get his emotions out. That same woman calling that man lame because he knows how and he's in touch with his emotions, is the same woman who constantly keeps getting hit on and keep going back. You have to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, how you gonna love somebody else? It's kind of like this, right? If you're a cook and you call yourself the best chef, right? But you don't eat your own food. If I walk into an establishment, a restaurant establishment, right, and the head cook back there or the workers is eating outside food, well, how the heck, why I want to eat here? Y'all not even eating y'all own stuff. And it's kind of the same mentality in dealing with yourself. If you don't exude love about yourself, these people out here will try to show you your worth. I struggled with that for the longest, man. Like I found myself just wanting certain individuals to love me back, right? Not everybody, but it was just certain, you know what I'm saying, people. And it could be your family, it can be whatever, right? And I would try and try. I would just pretty much try to change everything about me to fit what I thought they wanted. But at the end of the day, you can lose yourself in that. That's why even in music today, right? If you look at the rap scene today, right, and you look at all of these women out there who, you know what I'm saying, just it's crazy, right? But then they would justify that and say, well, the man been doing it, this, that, and other. Well, the man is just as bad. But you're out here saying all of this type of stuff, and the crazy part about it is half of them not even doing it. Behind the scenes, they in a relationship, like and for years, but they're selling you a dream. So meanwhile, you're not loving yourself, and you're watching all of this imagery. You try to be that. You try to be that. Even in relationships, right? When Barack was in office, and you know what I'm saying, everybody's like, "Oh man, I want that Barack kind of love. I want that, this, that, and the other," and blah 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 blah. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Shoot, 2 years ago, everybody wanted the Iman relationship, Shumpert relationship, right? Now they headed to divorce. You have to be so in tune with yourself that nobody else can tell you anything. When I was growing up, my grandmother, she led me to believe that I can be anything that I wanted to be. So when I hit them streets, I really thought that I could be anything that I wanted to be. I thought that because that was instilled in me. So much so that, some of the stuff was just crazy now that I think back on it, but I just thought that. But even then, I still had to develop to learn to love myself and truly love myself. And when you truly love yourself, it's just certain stuff that you won't tolerate. You're not going to tolerate the disrespect. You're not. You're not going to tolerate somebody just shortchanging you, giving you what they feel that you deserve. They're not giving you all. And the worst part is, them same people will show up to the world the best version of themselves, but they will give you the scraps. They will give you the leftovers. They will give you, and it's crazy because you're looking at this person, how they present themselves to the world. And sometimes you're just like, who the heck are you? Who the heck are you? Because I'm not getting even 3/4 of that. So the moral to this is love yourself. I mean, truly love yourself. And when you love yourself, you're able to look in the mirror and you're able to check yourself. You're able to check yourself. When I'm going off course, or if I'm not right up here, I look in the mirror and I do a wellness check on myself. And I be like, yo, the heck are you doing? Sometimes I get in the mood or a mode to where, you know what I'm saying, I want to do something or say something to somebody, this, that, and other. I check myself and I be like, yo, why am I mad? Like, what the heck am I mad? You know what I'm saying? And when you feel a certain way, you hear a certain way. I say this example all the time, and this is nothing against anybody overweight or whatever. But if you're walking down the street and it's 7 people walking and a car is driving by and the car says, look at that fat dude, or look at that ugly girl. And you turn around to that car and say, who you talking to? Blah, 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 blah. The only reason why that would affect you is that person said something to you that you thought about yourself. Think about that. If it's a group of people and somebody shout out, he ugly or she ugly, and you're the first to respond, that person touched on something that you feel about yourself. I'm not the finest person in the world because I don't have to be. But if I'm walking down the street and somebody yells, he ugly, my first reaction ain't going to turn around and be like, who you talking to, this, that, and other, because you couldn't possibly be talking to me because I love myself. I don't have to be the finest to you. I'm fine to me. Think about that.